Because the Ganimbulu, it keeps the water into because the water can't go through. Yeah. So just leave it as it is. Yeah.
But use you nail.
Yeah, use your nail. Then put it onto the, okay? So that's what you do on the bulbul.
Meet Levi, one of South Sea Orchid's senior field officers and gardeners.
My name is Livai. Time I came here, I was like 20 years old. So I came here because my grandmother used to work with them as a nanny. Yeah? So that's why the connection is there. So I only came here because I love flowers, gardening, and anything about flowers.
Levi has been working hand in hand with owner Mrs. Aileen Burness and Stephen Henry for the upkeep of the orchids at the facility.
As for me, everything I learned from here, I just learned from Mr. and Mrs. Burness. So they taught us their knowledge, and what we do, we tell them what to do. So we just pass the knowledge to other people so that they learn how to look after the farm too. So.
Levi also plays an important role in training the women who take part in the Orchid Growers Workshop provided by SSO.
After the workshop, like all the ladies, like some of them when they came, they don't know how to look after orchids. So they got shocked when we're telling them the way we do and to grow the orchids in their own backyard and how to divide them and everything like that. So.
Tonight's episode will feature part 3 of the SSO Orchid Growers Workshop. Stick around to hear more from our orchid expert, Levi. Welcome to tonight's episode of Green Pillars. Let's get our hands dirty with some practical orchid growing tips. Here Levi shows us how to repot an old orchid plant.
So dip for a few minutes, take it out, squeeze the pot, and you need a muscle, Yes, squeeze the pot and gently pull the plant out. Okay. So see how the roots hold on to all the gravels and everything inside the pot. Okay. So after that, release all the gravels out from the root. So every time you do your repotting, see sometimes you have shoots coming out from the bottom of your plants, So you have to be careful for that one, Sometimes the things, like as soon as you touch it, it will break itself, It's breakable here. Okay. Take out all the gravels. As you see, the dendrobiums, they are air plants, They don't grow on soils. Because if you grow them on soils, it will kill your plant, Okay. Just give a little bit of wash so that you can see your roots, So this is your plant. So that's your lead plant, which is a new shoot with a leaf. And what you do, you have to count 3 canes. So these are the canes, 3 canes from your new plant, then cut, and cut. Okay. So that's your new plant. Okay. So that one. So there's another one here. So you need to have a good cutter for this, You can use any cutter because other cutters, they're all like soft and they're breakable, So that's your plant. So this is a new plant with the aerial root, the new roots. Yeah? It's got like white and clean. Yeah? So as you finish that, then you're left with this one. So this one is not dead, still alive. As Stephen said, these canes, they store water. That's why the plant, if they stays in the dry, it can stay for 1 week. Like if you don't water it, it can stay for 1 week. Okay. Then this one, just cut all the roots right off. Okay, and you leave it on a bench. Okay, after a few weeks, it will come out like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just like that.
So yeah, so you just have to water them every time you do your watering.
So that cane, when you leave it to dry, but you
Yeah.
water it.
Yeah, just water them. Just leave it on the bench where the air goes, like airy place.
Uh-huh.
It's on the airy place.
So you don't throw them out?
No,
Oh, I see.
you just throw the one that's already dry and die. Okay, here. It's a crushed metal. So for the gravel that you use from the old plants, you can reuse that one. Okay, you can soak it in the granola overnight, then you use it the next day. Okay, if you have not many gravels in your, so we got crushed metal. Okay, and this is the pot, the size pot that we use for pot plants. Okay, it goes to planting. Okay, so you have to cut some old roots. Just leave the one on the front. It's a new one. Okay. So for planting, okay, this is your pot and that's your plant. So this one is your new plant. Okay. That's one that gonna give flowers and it will walk. So this is your back part of your plant. So when you plant, you put your new shoot in the middle of the pot and the one that you cut on the side of the pot. You just put it like that. So when the plant grows, so there's a new shoot there. When the new shoot comes, it keeps crawling forward. They're going around the pot until you needed to repot them again. Okay. Okay, for potting, you put some gravel in. Okay. Put your plant there, shoot in the middle, and fill it up. So when you're planting the orchids, you're not planting dalo or cassava, okay, to bury everything inside the soil. For this one, you have to leave the bottom of the plants on top of the gravel, so you don't bury the whole thing. So when you bury the plants, it will burn and your plant will die. So that's just give some space for your new shoots to grow. So that's your plant. Okay. So that's for dividing and potting. So any questions for?
Once you have done that,
Yeah.
you water and put fertilizer straight away?
Okay.
Or you have to
So when you finish, then you can do watering and fertilizer straight away. Yeah. So you don't have to use the slow release.
So when
just
do you use the slow release? Why
the
would you
roots-
use it?
When the roots are established and around the pot, like when you pulled it out,
Okay.
the roots were all established around.
All
That's
right.
when you use the slow release.
So
but give it
why
a-
would you use that if you have this?
Okay, so this you'll only give it twice a week. Okay, so if your plants are hungry at any other time of day, they always have this to feed on.
Oh, okay.
You know?
So you just
Like I said, you're not gonna give it. You can give this every day if you wanted to. If you gave this every day, you wouldn't have to use this. But yeah, exactly. Yeah, everyone wants to snack now and again. Yeah.
Coming up next.
Because this one just shows because the plant was buried. It was right under, so the new shoot keeps coming up to fill the come up to the. Yeah, just trim all the dead roots.
Okay, this is
Just
the
make
new
sure.
shoot,
So
yeah?
that's a new shoot, the one with the white.
White ones, eh?
Yeah. Just cut all the brown roots off.
Welcome back. Today we're wrapping up our experience at the South Sea Orchid Growers Workshop. Before the break, Livai showed us how to repot a dendrobium plant, and now it's time for the participants to try it for themselves.
That, as you bury the thing, you just keep pulling your plants up, so it comes up to the top. Just pressing the. Yeah. So if you got like plenty plants you're repotting, like if you don't have space, you can put them on the like any pots with a hole.
yeah.
So just stick them into the pot, then leave it on the bench. So sometimes it brings flowers, it will flower, and the shoots will come out from the bottom. Yeah. And the new roots
So
will
even
just
like this no roots here.
yeah.
You just put it in.
Yeah, just put it in. The new shoots will come out from the canes like that. Yeah. Because this one they stores water in the just like you're drinking sugar cane. Yeah. What they're doing now, they doing their they do the dividing of the dendrobiums. Some ladies they buying orchids from us. They took orchids, but they don't know how to look after it. So today we call them to come. So they have to learn everything, details about the orchids and the repotting, even how to look after the plants. This one, so these vandals, you can if you put in pot, it's gonna waste the gravel. Yeah, so you can put them on the balambala or the stick, just the stick. So what we do, there's a bed out here. We put the plastic like this, then we put the stick on. Then this one we tie them onto that stick, and we put the ganimbulu underneath. So the coconut husks. Yeah. So that coconut husks is to keep the roots moist and wet. Yeah. So every time we do the watering.
So do we tie this to the post in
Yeah,
here?
you can tie them into the post.
And how do you do that? With a string?
You can use raffia.
Okay.
If you have raffia, just tie them.
Tie this
Just something to hold the plants onto the
on the
sticks.
plant, not the root.
Yeah, not the root.
Okay.
The roots will work itself anywhere that it goes. Okay, for cut flowers, what we do here, we put them in sizes, like large, medium, and small. Okay, for harvesting, as you see here, like one branch is got like node, antinode, node. It's like a joint on the flowers. So we don't use the scissors to cut the flowers. We don't use this to cut the flowers. So we use your hands, the fingers. Okay, what you do, you put your finger at the bottom of your node. Okay, then break it. So that's cut flowers. Okay, you don't use. You can use your. You have to use your thumb, the skin. You don't use your fingernails, because your fingernail has got disease too. You can spread disease from one plant to another. So when you bring your flowers in, then you can use your scissors. Okay. So this is how you cut it. You have to cut it like at an angle, like 45 degrees angle. Okay. Like that. Okay. Well, we cut like that so that the the flower will gives like the water can go easily inside the stem, just to keep the flowers fresh. Eh? Okay, if you just break it and put them in the water, after a few days you can see your flowers will like die, and it's not look healthy. Eh? Okay, that's you can do the same thing on the other cut flowers like gingers, elconias. Okay, you cut them at an angle. So for the anthuriums, okay, so the dividing, you just pull the plants out like that. Okay, clean all the media. So you just pull it out like that. So 1, so there's 2 and 3. So you got 3 plants, 4. Okay. So that's okay. The anthuriums, you have to pull it out like this and cut all the dead roots. Eh? Just cut the dead roots. Okay. Right. Okay, for the pot plants one, so this one got 20 leaves. Eh? So you have to cut down the leaves up to 3 or 4 leaves on the plant. Eh? Put some media at the bottom. Put your plants in. Okay. And fill it up. So fill it up to the top of your pots. Press it down. So that's your plant. Okay. In every plant, when you do your cleaning, like for the anthuriums, you have to leave at least 3 leaves on the one pot. Okay? Because when you had plenty of this plant in one bench, when you have plenty leaves, it blocks the water to go through. Okay, so you have to cut it up to 3 leaves, then water them. Then you apply the fertilizer, and you put your slow release straight in. Because why is that? Because this one still got roots all around the pots. Eh?
If you are using a lot of these medias, they don't have any nutrients inside, it's very important to fertilize. So that's why we've started using, we never used to use manure in our media, but we noticed, we tried it with some and we noticed that, good response from the plants. And usually we don't put organic fertilizer there because you have your risk of fungal diseases. Huh? So we tested it and we found that we didn't have any fungal diseases on our anthuriums, so that's why we continued using the pig manure. I can't say about other types of manure because we haven't used it, but just be careful if you are going organic.
Coming up,
Can we replant those other shoots? Can we cut it out and replant? I mean,
Yeah, it's
like
up
put
to
it
you.
on another stake?
Yeah, yeah,
So long as it shoots.
yeah.
And even
No chance,
this?
because it's dry. This one is still alive. Yeah.
one of the attendees was resort and hotel owner Jenny Livai Bourke from Vanua Levu. Jenny is also the proud owner of the private Nukubati Island Resort, which she has been successfully running for over 30 years, and a beautiful 5-star boutique hotel, the Fiji Orchid.
That's the connection with orchids. But the connection with South Sea orchids is that that was previously their property. And since buying it, we've always had an interest in having, in cultivating and having a lot of orchids. But my recent interest in orchids, and especially growing orchids in Vanua Levu, is really to introduce another form of income for women in rural areas like Vanua Levu. You know, just being a woman, you face a lot of challenges being in business. But when you combine that with the remoteness of Vanua Levu and with the perception outside Vanua Levu that we are really, really remote, it makes it doubly hard for women from my background to have access to any training, especially to any training that's not so-called formal. You know, say like to offer this sort of training in horticulture or in you know, to give women an alternative source of training in an area that they can just do, they can just participate in without a lot of investment. It's really, really difficult to find. Yes, you can go and do accounting, you can go and do professional related courses. Yes, that's been set up. But if you want to do something that's interest-based or passion-based, there's nothing available. So I was really happy that South Sea Orchid showed an interest in coming up to Vanua Levu. People are hungry. People are hungry to learn.
So this one is the hanging vendors, eh? Like they don't need any media, they just have to put this on the plants, eh? So they just grow like that. This one keeps flowering all the time, eh? Okay, so this venda is different as the one that the local ones, eh? But the local ones will continue growing until it reaches the top, then it flowers. As for this one they keep flowering all the time. Okay. See, so that's your new shoot, and that's your backup. Like they all stores water in the. So if it's okay if you don't water them like 1 or 2 weeks, but it's still
In that gravel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, how am I gonna plant this, like replant? Shall I cut it from here?
Yeah.
Where do I cut it from? If I was to pot this now, how do I
okay, for
pot
this one you just pull it out.
Okay.
So you just take it out like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
So that's one plant.
Ah.
That's another one.
No, you don't cut it. So ladies, when that happens to your orchids, that's
Yeah.
what you do.
Yeah.
I want to thank South Sea Orchids for providing a platform whereby women can be not only creative but contribute, you know, financially contribute in their families. And this is a really crucial, you know, it's an important thing that we can offer females, because yes, our first role in a lot of circumstances is to be the homemaker, to be the mom, to be at home. But this gives us a chance to do something where we can do all of that and also earn a living.
After this, we go out and do assessments on all the workshops that we've done, on all the ladies, wherever different parts of Fiji they are. We'll go and have a look and see how they're going, you know, with what we've taught them and what they're doing now with their plants. So yeah, I feel like everyone sort of learned something today.
Up with the SSO charity dinner in support of mental health and children's lunches. With loads of singing and dancing, it was a beautiful end to an incredible visit to South Sea Orchids. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for you today, but you can head to our Facebook and YouTube to watch all of the night's performances.
Well, even I joined in on the auspicious South Sea Orchids Dinner Gala to commemorate everything they've done throughout the year and all the workshops they've run and all the people they've helped. And it's been an incredible night. As you can see behind me, people are still enjoying themselves. And we hope that we've helped you learn something throughout this whole South Sea Orchids series that we've brought you. Now, if you're interested to learn more, please get in contact with South Sea Orchids. Information here below. You can also get in touch with us here at Green Pillars. We're always always happy to help you out, and we hope that your business, your orchid business booms after this. And you know what? Keep it green. We'll see you next week.